Vikings fans, welcome to AFTERBUZZ TV's after show for your show. This is season 3, episodes 8 and 9, To the Gates, and holy shit, breaking point. Here we go, guys.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Right?
Hello, fans, Vikings fans, everyone watching live, welcome. As you will see, last week we promised you that all three of us would be back again. And we're all three here.
Some digitally, but still.
Correct. Yaku is joining us digitally. So he will be chiming in. So those of you guys watching live, have a conversation with Yaku and us while we talk.
Yeah.
By the way, my name is James Simmons, and I'm all over social media. Please do follow and say hello at Ask the NP. NP as in nurse practitioner.
Nice. And my name's Kari Lane. You can find me online at Kari D Lane. That's Karidlane. No, not like nice. There's that stupid
Noise.
Commercial for Old Navy right now. Oh, I don't know. It's
Wait,
just so
what is
dumb.
that?
It's
Nice.
I'm forgetting her name.
Nice.
Comedian
Amy Schumer.
Thank you. Yep. She's like
Yes.
calling the kid, and she's all nice. They're like, no, don't say that. She's all,
sorry.
that's dank, and they're like, no.
That's dank. She's supposed to be like funny, cool Aunt Amy.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not
funny.
working. Wah wah. So
No kids talk like that. Everybody goes to Old Navy. Like, it's the most like commercial ad.
When did anyone go to Old Navy the last time? But I'm
I
sure
like Old Navy. I
Amy
just didn't
Schumer.
like that.
I'm sure she's making a lot of money doing
Yes.
this show. We do really want to welcome all of you fans. Thank you, Ariadne, Hamtu. I'm sure you're coming on soon. Everyone who watches us live every week, and of course in the replay, we appreciate it. We love your comments. We are getting ever so close to the end of season 3.
We were talking about this before, guys, and Engineer and I have been good. We only watched 2 episodes. We did not cheat and watch the last one because there's only one more. And we're like, well, we do 2 weeks, so maybe should we watch all 3? No, we just did the 2, so then the finale really will be don't know what happens.
Right, we actually don't. And
It was so hard.
It was. I'll bet it was hard. It was super hard. Well, and so what is hard apparently is attacking Paris and making it work. So we're going to get there. We're going to talk about it. We have to start off, though. I think episode 8, To the Gates, we can go kind of chronologically. Sometimes we break it up by storyline, but this we're going to do chronologically. And we start off with our boy, Floki. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Interpretive
and he's like,
dancing.
No, he's conducting. He's conducting
Is
his
that what
boats.
he's doing?
He's like, and go. And I was like, this
conducting.
plan, I knew this plan wasn't going to work.
No, well, it kind of worked. I think conceptually it was a very good idea. Let's build some ladders to get over the walls.
You know what they should have done is you build a ladder where you crawl up inside and then come out.
Aha.
Like how he stands underneath it. Like it should have been an enclosed chamber.
And then they can't
whatever.
shoot arrows at you and do all the crazy things that they were doing. And
Yes, and I agree with Ariadne. I swear Floki annoyed me in these 2 episodes. He's been annoying me for a while, but these episodes, I knew this was coming.
so many annoyances with Floki in this episode, or both of these episodes. We're going to get to those. So I love how this 2-pronged attack. So we talked about this last week. We knew that there was going to be like 1th by water and 2th by sea, or sea and water are the same thing.
Conceptually, not a bad plan.
No,
They're
and-
going to attack from both sides. They just didn't know
Totally.
Paris is like, ha!
They're like, we got you. Because badass Lagerthaand, she leads the charge on the ground with maybe her new boyfriend, Kalf.
Yeah.
And they kind of do pretty well, I think, on the ground. They at least like get through the door.
They do.
And, yeah. It's not bad.
Random question is, I wonder how long and how often they just keep random boiling oil around. Because they do have a scene where they're like, get the oil ready. All right, cool. First time they use it, that makes sense. They say, go get it rery. But then there's a later scene, and they just happen to have it ready. So they're like, hey, they might come back.
Oil.
Let's keep it ready.
Because we are French. We
always ready.
We always have the boiling oil.
Yes.
Was that French? I don't know. We need Yaku. Yaku is
Yes.
on the chat here. I keep looking at my phone, by the way. This is what I'm looking at.
Yes, me too. I'm looking down at my phone.
Because-
Is Christopher Till?
Oh, that's Christopher. Hi, Christopher Till.
He said, Christopher said, where's the hot South African? Yum.
The hot South African is in the...
He's in the chat room. That's where he is.
Yes, he's in the chat room. So you're going to have to flirt with the hot South African in the chat room because he's not here with us tonight.
Yes.
But you got those of you who are live, by the way, you can totally mess with Christopher Till because he may or may not know me very well. So, speaking of knowing very well, the things that Floki did not know very well, this whole battle plan to try to invade Paris, and I think we can break this up kind of into chunks. Like,
Yeah.
Ready? Are you ready for this ingenious breaking up?
Sure.
Beginning, middle, end.
Wow.
How
I think
about
that's
that?
genius.
That
I
was
think
huge.
it's genius,
Yeah, first time ever here on AfterBuzz
Mind
TV, guys.
blown.
So beginning, the ladders come up. Lagerthaand and her crew are coming from the ground. Floki and Rollo and Ragnar and the boys are coming from the sea. And at first, you kind of think that maybe this might work.
Yeah, and they have a pretty good number of people because at first when the water one wasn't working so well, I'm like, fuck. But then you look and the camera pans and it's like, oh, they have a lot more boats. Okay, well, at least they have numbers because that was the problem with this whole siege. I'm like, the Vikings don't have enough numbers.
People, yep.
Because this is kind of the battle that you just have to have bodies that are ready to die.
They don't need numbers, they have the gods on this side.
Oh, right. They have the gods. Speaking of gods,
Yeah.
did you guys hear that voice? We didn't say allow our beautiful, wonderful, talented engineer, Steve Eckbert, to introduce himself. Please say hello.
Hello.
Hello. Since I just said your name, I totally stole your thunder.
He's like, all right. Well, it's all right. I just called him the engineer.
Right? You're like, engineer and I. So beginning, it's going pretty well.
The voice of God.
We flash to, the voice of God. We do flash to this crazy scene where the king is kind of chilling with this mask on. I didn't quite understand that.
Well, I know they had it earlier when they went out to the church, and so it was kind of a way to get around disguised and then be like, oh, surprise, it really is us. But it was a little bit weird. It's
So
creepy
he was
mask,
hiding.
too. Yeah.
Super creepy mask. Not a fan of that mask whatsoever.
Yes.
And there's we're moving sort of towards the middle part of this episode because really a lot happened in this episode and a lot didn't happen in this episode.
This is true.
It was just one big fucking battle
That went to shit.
that did not go the Vikings' way.
No.
I loved how, what was it, this episode? Let me make sure I'm in the right episode. Was this the first episode where, yes, Gisela sees Rollo for the very first
She's
time?
like, who is that?
Correct. Now,
She does not, I don't think she wants to admit that to herself, but her female loins are like,
Oh my goodness.
yes. She's like, oh, who is that? She is impressed by his strength and brutality.
well, my female loins were doing it the whole episode because he's up there.
Shirtless.
By the way, right, the only asshole shirtless. Who fights a war? Who takes on Paris shirtless, by the way? But this dick is up
Vikings
there.
have done that quite a few times.
And he's like just single-handedly wrecking fucking
Yes.
shop with this axe. He's taken out like 17 French dudes up on the ladder by himself, has them get killed, and Gisela comes up and she's like, hello everyone, I've blessed the flag of the sun and
It's the saint.
you
It's
must
his blood.
please use this flag for your inspirations.
Go kill everyone.
Go kill it.
Yeah.
Fight it to the end. Do you like how my French accent is not French
It's all right, neither is mine.
at all right now? No, there's nothing there. So, but she sees this brute of a human being who's shirtless.
Who he suddenly, like, his tattoos appeared. I don't remember what episode it was, but I do want to comment. I like that one of the episodes finally showed them getting tattoos. I mean, it's not I don't know where they got the tattoos from, but it's one of those that tattoos suddenly appear on our characters, so it was nice to see it just kind of in the background.
Right.
That someone was getting a
Actually
tattoo. So you go,
happening.
oh, okay.
Right. So
Yeah.
in the middle part, Rollo's up there kicking some ass. our timing might be a little bit off, but the important part here is that Rollo and Gisela make eye contact.
They do.
And the producers hold on to this for a little bit. I wonder if they're trying to tell us something.
Well, there is the bear and the princess prophecy. And they later call him the bear. I'm getting a little bit ahead, but still. Yako said it's the longest speech ever. Her speech was pretty long during a battle.
It was
during a
super
battle.
long, right.
That is, no, you need bullet points and quick.
Right, because it was sort of like everyone paused.
Yeah.
And was like, yes, dear?
Okay.
Arrows, axes,
Yes.
flying, dead bodies, you know,
Yeah.
like pieces of intestine and balls and shit and whatever, like flying past your face. But this little 17-year-old, probably, she's going to like rally the troops. Although she's badass. I'll give it to her.
Yeah, she went out to the battlefield, essentially.
Yep, she did, which is something her father wouldn't do.
Yes. And then Ariadne's with you. I can watch Rollo shirtless all day.
Girl? Oh, right. We don't have the straight guy on this panel. Haha! So we can talk about boys with their shirts off all day long.
Bjorn did a pretty darn good job. He didn't go shirtless though, but he
not.
was quite the leader of inspiring people to go. Like, don't be. I liked when he killed a guy. He's like, "You're turning backwards. You're gonna die." All right,
Yep.
thanks.
Well, and
You're a
Rollo
waste.
like killed the fat guy because
Oh,
the
it's
fat
Rollo,
guy,
yeah.
couldn't climb the ladder, and he was like looking all scared. So Rollo just axed him.
Yeah.
Because apparently
You're a waste of a Viking.
Right, down you go. Well, and speaking of wasting Vikings, a lot of them got wasted in this because as you mentioned, right, the French got very smart and they took the oil and spilled the oil all over the ladder and then they light on fire.
Yes. Just like, fuck. And Loki's being a little shit hiding underneath going, oh no, this is not working. I'm like, wow, that is productive. Thanks, Floki.
Yeah, we really appreciate that. Thanks.
Yeah. And then, poor Ragnar, his face, he is so... Because he's such a father figure that all these people are dying, are like his children, extended in a way.
Yep.
And so he's just like, I fucking knew it.
Yep.
And I called that. I was totally like, Ragnar's doing this just to make Floki look like a failure.
You did call that.
And that's exactly what Ragnar says.
That's a lot of lives, though, speaking of what he says. That's a lot of lives sacrificed to sort of prove a point.
I know. I kind of was like, that's a little much. I think he maybe secretly hoped it would work, but he kind of was like, I'm just going to fuck you over.
But he was ready to be like, haha, I told you so, you know, when it didn't work.
Apparently, we do have a comment from the room that love the accent.
Oh, they love the
From
French.
Heath.
Oh, Heath. Hello, Heath. I almost said your last name, Heath, but I won't call you out like that. Thanks for tuning in. We have some Vikings fans who are watching the show. They're tuning in with us. Woo! Me and you, Kari.
Yay!
And Yaku. Yaku, you're still here in spirit. We love you.
Yes.
Do you guys see this? I'm in the big camera, Steve. There's a little spot right there. That's where Yaku would be. We love you. But Yaku instead is in the room commenting, and we love your comments, guys. So those of you who are watching, please keep them coming. We got to get to, because Kari, this scene was really important where Floki blames this whole mess. That was his idea, by the way, but who does he blame it on?
I just was like, are you serious?
Athelstan.
Yep.
So fucking lame.
I totally had a little brain fart there. I'm like,
That's right. No,
But
I'm with
I
you.
had the visual.
I got you. Right.
And I'm like, are you serious? I'm going to sacrifice you to the gods. Now it's your fault.
Now it's your fault that we lost because of my stupid ass idea.
Right.
Yeah. And I think, honestly, the Vikings underestimated the French.
Oh, 100%. They kind of were like, yeah, we can. And this is the first time they've really full scale attacked a castle empire.
Fortified.
Yeah.
By the way.
Fully fortified.
Who they were warned by said Athelstan.
He's impregnable.
Yeah. Yeah,
he warned you.
He told you.
Totally said that. I was actually thinking that they would do an underwater entrance. Oh. Like if I'm thinking maybe more Italy, but I'm like, I wonder if their island has it where there's kind of like a sewer drainage. I'm like, maybe they could come in through a water gates that way.
Creep in.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
That could maybe be a prediction for later because we haven't seen that yet, and
there
so
is.
it could exist.
Right. Well, there's a little bit of water creeping action later on, but that's in the
Lady
next
Brigade.
episode. Yeah, I know.
Fuck yeah.
I don't want to jump too far ahead because the Lady Brigade gets awesome.
Yes.
We do. I think we can kind of wrap this episode up a little bit in that beginning. Vikings look like they have a bomb-ass plan. In the middle, they get literally burned alive.
Yep.
Plan gets burned and shredded, like all of the people get burned and shredded.
Yep.
And then Paris gets to celebrate. We're victorious.
Well, and then the land people, when they kick down the door and realize there's a giant long hallway, and oh shit, we're not right at the castle doors.
Yeah. Don't.
You're all, oh, awkward.
And that arrow door, that door of arrows.
That was just dumb.
That was but
Why would
this
you
is,
walk through that hallway? I'd just be like, nope.
It's a trap, clearly.
trap.
And did you like how though, Kalf, in the middle of warfare, by the way, but he's smart, but he's also like trying to get with Lagerthaand, like while they're fighting.
He's like, hey, babe.
People are trying to kill us.
She's like, I'm busy.
Right. Hello. I got an axe in this hand. You better watch out.
First Viking, thank you, Yako. He said, first ever coordinated Vikings attack ever. Usually just, kill anything I see, and then Kalf says Lagerthaand. Yeah, normally it's not. This is the most organized attack that they've done.
100%.
And multi-location.
100%.
But it still failed.
Well, and maybe... I don't know, Yaku fans. One could argue maybe that's why it failed, Kari, because they've never done that before. They've never tried to plan something and orchestrate something.
Yeah, that's true.
So, and they've just gone in with
not quite their style.
Yeah, complete blind, like faith A in the gods and B in their power of their axes. And if they just go in and go buck wild crazy, they usually win.
Yeah, but they're generally out in the open.
Right, and not outnumbered.
Yeah.
Oh, poor guys.
I think they expected to find people behind the doors, and then no one was behind them. Yeah, the thank you, Ariadne. The ground brigade, and yeah, that was. Don't go down that hallway.
Times two. There's a whole nother ground brigade that happens in the next episode with the
we'll get
tool.
to that.
We won't get there. So, decimation. I love that was the word that was being thrown around, which is exactly what happened to the Vikings after this. Or attempted siege on Paris. Decimation, everyone.
Oh, yeah.
And they're looking over poor Bjorn. Was this where,
This is where we thought he died.
Rollo's there, Ragnar's there.
I'm so glad he died.
Lagerthaand's
Did not die. Because at first I'm like, wait, because he could. This is the show that you're like, well, could he?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, yeah.
And then you're like, just kidding. Though Ragnar, okay, as an NP, what do you think he currently has? Because Ragnar seems to survive through everything. Because he does. He's peeing blood, or he's having difficulty peeing. So it's definitely internal injuries, right?
Yep.
Because his fall, he hit the banister and then hit the ground.
And the wall, and then the ground.
Yeah.
Yep.
I want to say the banister could have hit the kidneys. Yeah.
Could be. Look at you.
Oh,
I like this. We don't need no damn nurse practitioners around. We got Kari Delane over here.
I knew a girl in soccer. She got kicked in the back, and that damaged her kidneys.
Screwed your shit up.
Yeah.
Well, what's interesting is, so I was going there with what's actually wrong with Ragnar.
Yeah.
But then I think what's wrong with Ragnar actually ends up being wrong with half of Paris in the next episode.
Oh.
This is my theory.
Well, he was fine before he fell. So you're saying it's the sickness that's going on in Paris plus the external
whatever,
damages. Okay.
Totally.
But the peeing blood discomfort and then the discomfort how he's holding / vomiting blood is probably more internal kind of injury.
So it's got to either be like a kidney or a bladder kind of thing.
Okay.
Because that's almost like a closed system, not to get all medical on you, but you got your kidneys, you got these tubes down to your bladder, and then out it comes your dick or your vagina, your urethra. Regardless of your
regardless
of your biological gender. So thank you, Steve. And if something in there gets injured, yes, then you bleed out of there. Does that make sense?
No,
so the thing on the side when he got hit on the side, not good. And you knew right away though, like as he's falling, I was like, no, Ragnar's not dead.
Oh, no, absolutely not. He is tough as nails. There's nothing that's going to kill him. And that's why I was thinking, I'm like, even though he feels so damaged right now, I'm like, he's still going to survive. But I kind of was curious what the actual damage that he has right now.
Yep. And now, speaking of damage,
I hadn't thought of the sickness yet. But that's a good point.
It's coming.
But then that's interesting of like how he would catch it because he wasn't interacting with them as much. And then we didn't really say, but real quick, I loved how much Ragnar and Bjorn did some damage on top of the castle for a bit before they fell off.
Totally, before they got
And then they were like,
decimated.
damn, those guys are good too.
Yeah.
But it's Rollo who caught their attention.
Where did these Frenchmen come from? Ho, ho, ho.
These large men.
Attention is what Helga pays to Floki, or doesn't pay to Floki, when she finds him in the water, and Floki is completely distraught. We've all been there. This is after him being a little bitch for the last few episodes. I felt Floki just a little bit because he really did feel like he took the entire weight of this defeat on his shoulders.
And I'm glad she walked away, though.
Yeah, that was kind of badass of her.
Oh, it was. Because he needs to man up and realize his mistakes, and she's still not happy about Athelstan.
No.
I don't think she'll ever forgive him for that.
Yep. Oh, very good. That sounds like a prediction to me.
That's a prediction thing.
So Floki's dealing with some shit because they all basically died.
Yep.
Lagerthaand is hanging out with her sexy clothes on and has not an ounce of blood on her, by the way, and her hair still looks pretty okay.
I like her sports bra, her makeshift sports bra thing. I was like, yes, that seems practical.
They were
I like
rocking
it.
Lululemon back in those days anyway.
They're like, bandage that up.
Right. She's got that shit. It was good. It worked. So Lagerthaand's hanging out and Kalf comes in and basically like, whoa, my God, I can't believe we're still alive. Let's fuck.
Yep. And then she's kind of like, all right, that's fine.
Okay, that's fine.
She's like, I will fucking kill you later. But yes, we can have sex right now. That's fine.
Wait, Kari, say that one more time. I want to make sure that our fans hear this line.
I'm like, right out of my
Oh, so much pressure. I'll help you out. So when she's like,
yeah, sure, we can have sex, but I will fucking kill you later.
well,
Oh, yeah. She's like, yes, we
Yeah.
can absolutely have sex right now, but I'm going to kill you later.
please know that I will never forgive you for usurping. Did you catch that? She said
Yes,
the word
usurping.
Usurping my earldom, and please know that someday I will kill you.
But right now, absolutely, let's get it on.
No, right now you can stick it in.
And he's like, all right, that's fine.
Okay.
Doesn't
Which
take
goes
man
to show you,
a man
correct.
much.
Dude, this is, we think
Give
with
the
our
penis
dicks.
a go.
Right. As long as the penis gets a green light, don't worry about it later. She ain't really gonna kill me. She's just mad.
Yeah, she's just mad.
Girl, you better quit playing. You better quit tripping. Oh, that's all right. Let's just fuck right now. You're kidding, right? All right. So, who was not kidding, though, because he's writhing in pain, bleeding from everywhere, laying out, having a vision, and
Yes.
our boy
Interesting visions.
Ragnar has some crazy visions, but he wraps this episode up with a vision of Athelstan.
Yeah. I was wondering if Athelstan would come back, and it made sense as a vision, though his vision was a little more just vague and ethereal.
It was. Athelstan was just sort of there.
And then it was interesting because he kind of had like a Christ image, and I don't know how much imagery Ragnar actually saw of Christ, so then I was kind of curious how he had that generic image. I mean,
If
they
he
saw the
knew,
crucifix way back when they broke into the monastery, because then they commented on like, this guy is bleeding and on the cross, but I don't know. I guess it burned enough in his head that he knew what he looked like.
That he kept it.
All right, we got Floki. Jaakko added, Floki needs to stop worrying about the gods and worry more about the fury of a patient man. Yes, Ragnar is a very patient man. Yes,
Such a powerful line.
Love
was
that quote.
amazing.
That was a great line. Thank you, Jaakko.
yes.
Jaakko's still there. Jaakko is hosting from... There's somebody else I knew who hosted once from the comment section. Oh, wait, maybe that was me just 2 weeks ago, because I was the asshole who couldn't make it then. Ha ha! Speaking of breaking points, that's the name of episode number 9, and this is where the aftermath of this crazy battle, like, we come to the breaking point. This
They need more medics,
was
by the way.
They really do need more medics.
Like this and zombie world stuff. Everybody needs first aid training. Like, if you know you're going into battle, if you know you're in a hostile environment, everyone gets basic first aid training. No, not everyone will be up to surgeon level status of knowledge, but everyone can know how to suture a wound, how to clean it, how to prep it, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But no, that never happens. We never decide to pass on knowledge and let y'all know how to do this stuff.
I mean, if they would have just gone to the American Red Cross classes like they were supposed to
No,
every
you
other
have
Saturday.
a person who knows. Teach people. In zombie stuff, they have gun classes, essentially, where they
Right.
taught people how to shoot guns. Let's teach people how to do first
Let's
aid.
teach them how to, like bandage
Yep.
some shit, I suppose.
If Floki and Helga are like the only like real backwoods medics, they need to teach other people their ways.
And maybe they would have lived. Speaking of
Yep.
Floki, I loved the beginning of this scene where, Ragnar and Floki have so much to say to each other that never
Yep.
gets spoken, and it's just like a body language kind of thing.
It's like,
And literally there's like 7 words that pass between them, But so much is said, including, though, when Ragnar actually says out loud, oh, the others will try again. I was like, oh, that was fucking great.
Yep.
Floki's in there naked, freaking out in the treehouse or whatever, and Ragnar's like, yeah, you stay, buddy. Everybody else is going to go raid.
We got a better
again.
plan right now.
So Kari, this is where you get to talk about, I feel like we need to give these ladies a name. The Ladies of the Water.
Ladies Brigade?
Yeah, the Ladies Brigade, who get all like SEAL Team 6
Yes.
and like Navy SEAL ninja shit
And
in the
hiding
water.
in the shadows. They were
fucking
bam. They were
awesome.
so good with this.
Wait, what's BAMF?
Badass motherfucker.
Oh, yeah.
They were
I forgot.
BAMF ladies.
See, BAMF
Team
ladies.
BAMF.
I like it. I'm writing that down. Team BAMF.
Yes.
Because one of Team BAMFs gets burnt with some oral.
Yeah.
Some
See,
Earl.
here's the other thing. If you hear something, don't just go, huh? I think I would like move out of the way, but whatever. That sucked.
Well, and so while Team BAMF was sort of sneaking one way,
They did some damage.
Team Boys were sneaking the other way. It's like Team
Yep.
BAMF went in and like
Did the big distraction.
blew everything up and
Yep.
distracted right while the boys came in. And I do love on the inside. So this is what the Vikings are doing on the outside, right?
Oh, yeah.
On the inside, Gisla, who we're learning is she really is kind of a badass. She grabs these little knives and she runs up to the nuns.
Oh, yeah.
And she's like, you know what? I prayed to the Lord Jesus Christ that he was going to save our ass, but just in case he doesn't, don't let them take you alive.
Yeah.
Damn, Gisla.
Be ready for suicide. That is better than being taken by these pagans.
Right. That's
Taking your
kinda
blessed
awesome.
virginity.
I mean, this 16-year-old girl
That's
was
pretty BAMF, too.
way more BAMF than her dad.
Yep.
Are we going to have a BAMF counter? Let's count.
Oh, we
One,
can.
two. We have like 3 or 4 BAMFs already.
Yep.
I have not said the other B word once tonight, by the way.
Aha.
Ha, ha, ha. Oh, it's coming,
I was
though.
gonna say
I'm
you're
sure.
about to say it now.
You know I'm totally going to say it. Like, right now. Okay, I'm kidding.
Now we're at the tunnel, pretty much.
Oh, yeah, the boys. Well, oh, yeah, here comes this whole scene. Crying out loud. I thought this was fucking brilliant.
Oh,
by
yeah,
the
that
way.
is the best defense thing.
Ever.
Made me think of Labyrinth, too. The tunnel cleaner.
Oh, yeah. That's where I knew I had seen it before. Thank you. I was racking my brain when watching the episode. I'm like, where have I seen this before?
It's a different thing, but it's still the same concept. And I thought it was kind of dumb, though, is once they finally anchor it and Rollo's all brilliant of how to stop it, a couple of them climb over it and you're like, that is a stupid idea. There's enough room, go around it.
Just
go around it.
Go around. Well,
But
or
man,
is there
as
enough room?
Yeah, because a
Was
couple
there?
people do.
Was there?
A
All
few
right,
people
yeah.
do, and then others don't. And you're like, well, maybe if you're big or small, I don't know if they fit or whatever. But do that thing coming down the way and getting you, and it just keeps rolling.
It keeps rolling. And
then
you're
they start to
alive?
pull it back. And a couple of them, I'm like, can we pull them off? Could they survive?
Or kill them?
Yeah.
Like mercy shot in the head or
Yes.
something so that these
Yep.
guys just don't have to like roll around on this thing over and over again.
The only bad part of the
While
French
they're
people's
dead.
plan is that how you have to pull it back. Because obviously Rollo goes, I got a better idea. Spear.
Take that.
Yep.
Fuck.
And then the French go, well, we didn't see that coming.
Oh my goodness. But
That's a brilliant pun.
what they do get, so you know all the French guys go down the hallway. All the Vikings are coming down the hallway once Rollo puts his pin in it, whoosh, and
Yep.
everyone's coming.
Everybody wants to put a pin in it.
This plan, hey, I'll put a pin in Rollo. So
Yep.
this plan's not really working though, and they end up with, long story short, lots of battle and madness. They end up with 2 hostages.
Yes. I was going to say, I'm like, when do the hostages happen? I'm like,
Yep.
oh, yep. Oh, yeah, because Rollo grabs our ambassador kind of person, and he's like, you're coming with us. Mm-hmm. I do remember that now.
You're coming with us. But who they get, I think, is really interesting. Randy Nobody and the Wanderer.
Well, he's supposedly an earl.
Well, I think that's the Wanderer being smart. I don't think this guy's actually an earl. I think the Wanderer, because
Just
he's a
said it.
wanderer and he's been all around the world, and I can't
can name
find
a
my
place.
baby.
Yeah.
He's been all around the world, and he kind of gets it, and he's like, shit, they're gonna kill us unless I tell them that he's an important person.
Yeah. Oh, well, and the French are also like, you speak our language.
Yeah.
They are so surprised.
You will be very helpful to us.
Yako said Will Ferrell and Cedric. Cedric?
Cedric.
I don't know.
Oh, that's the name of the Wanderer, Sidric.
When will the Dixie Chicks make a guest appearance on the Viking show?
That's a joke from my friend Heath,
Okay.
who is very good friends with the Dixie Chicks, and so I don't know, maybe we could have the Dixie Chicks on the show sometime. We'll have to ask the girls if they're fans of the Viking show, and then they can watch us. That would be great. So if you're watching Dixie Chicks, Marty, Emily, Natalie, hello ladies. If you're watching, we love you. Thanks. Keep tuning in.
Sidric the Wanderer, yeah.
Yes, that's his name.
Yeah.
Really smart. I thought this was smart. I don't think this guy is an earl.
Oh, okay.
I really think the Wanderer was just like, shit, I got to get us out of some trouble.
Give him a title.
Keep us alive for a little bit longer. I'm going to speak French. I'm going to tell everybody he's important.
It's a good plan.
Yeah. No, I think it works. This is where I'm going to stick with this because I think we can actually finish out France, and then I want to go back and talk a little bit about Wessex first and Cattecut and get that out of the way, and then we can end with our scene. Crying out loud.
Yep.
However, Sidric the Wanderer, his little plan doesn't really work because
they don't really care.
Gisela's like, right, I actually don't give a shit who this guy is. I just want his head.
Yeah. And she's like, you're important, though, because you speak our language.
Yep.
And then I love the beheading scene. That was actually...
That was awesome. You knew some shit was coming. You knew he was going to do some shit.
I mean, if you're going to die, why not? I don't want my hair. Can you pull my hair back for me? And at first I was like, okay, I could almost see that. You know, there are some cultures where they respect one's hair, especially male long hair too, of like you don't cut it and stuff like that. So yeah, hold my hair for me, and then the pull back and get the hands.
And then, off go the hands.
Thank you.
Oh, that was fucking brilliant. It was so funny. Now we actually never see that guy die. By the way, I'm not sure if that's going to come into play later on or not.
I thought we got his head cut off the next. They cut
do
it
we
right
cut
after.
his head?
Yeah.
Oh, do we? Well.
And then it's on a pike.
Then
or
he's
something.
dead.
Yep.
So they win the battle, and Count Odo, who led the charge, almost lost. You know, he almost kind of screwed everything up. But he's won, and now everyone is sort of like victorious and happy. Except even Odo realizes that they are losing this battle to this like random sickness.
Yeah, well, because he kind of looks at the princess. He's kind of like, well, we did win, but then there's this sickness going around. It's the plague.
Well, and because of the sickness, because they use so many resources to stop the first siege and the sickness, they're running out of food. Everyone's starving. Odo says, we got to negotiate with these guys.
Yep. And then that's the other thing, though, too, with like a sickness is they're in a closed containment area. Hello, disease spreading.
Haven't they watched The Walking Dead?
There we go. It's a perfect petri dish.
It is like a petri dish, right? If everyone's in there and breathing on each other and coughing on each other or puking on each other, clearly you're going to give each other that sickness.
I mean, is that already the Black Plague, or was there multiple? I mean, historically, is this the Black Plague, or also as a NP, what kind of?
It's really, so this is my only thought, and if you guys, Ariadne, Hamtu's really good at history, and there's a couple of other you followers out there, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I recall that the plague, the Black Plague in particular, this part of the plague, actually hit England.
I thought it was England first.
First and harder. They've made no mention of it when they're in England, and we're going to talk about Wessex. But when the Vikings were there, the Wessex, Northumbria, no one's made mention of any sort of plague that would be the Black Plague. So I don't know if this is not supposed to be historically accurate, and Michael Hirst is just throwing it in, just to make the story more interesting. There could have been
some other plague.
Yep.
Maybe not as large of a scale. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, the flu still kills people today. So the flu were killing people. You know, chlamydia used to kill people in.
Well, the Vikings had a plague. The Vikings had the mini plague. Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. So I don't know if this was actually the Black Plague. Kari, good question, but it was a plague.
Yako says Black Plague is 1346 to 1353. But is that when and where we are now? Vikings are 1100.
We're 1100s, yeah.
No,
so
not quite
this
yet.
is early. Yeah, so I think
different
this is
kind of plague.
Pre-plague.
Yeah.
Thank you, Yaku. We appreciate your contributions.
He's so like at home on Google.
He's like, I look everything up on Google. Yaku's in his underwear right now, by the way. Yaku, you should post a picture
for those viewers
to the live chat of you in your underwear. I think everyone would like to see that. Should we tell some stories about Yaku? He used to model. Yeah.
Well, he's tall.
He's tall.
Good looking dude.
He is, yeah. Maybe he's still an underwear model and we just don't know it. Wah, wah, wah.
He's gonna be like, great guys, thanks.
He's like, right at you. Would you knock it off?
He's like, can you stop?
So we have this negotiation, and I'm going to pause
It's
us
smart,
right
though.
there. It's really smart. But some shit goes down because the Vikings, Gisla is like, no, we fight to the death.
Yep.
And Odo's like, and the king's
He's
like,
all sweetheart now.
King's like, shut up, I need to think.
Yeah. Because I can't make my own decisions.
Right.
Yako said, "Grr, thanks, Kari."
But apparently the king does decide, like,
He's
all
like,
right,
fine, it's a good idea.
we probably should talk to these people. And so our merry band of Vikings are like, all right, yeah, we'll negotiate. This is when Ragnar says his...
Ragnar and Rollo, Rocco.
Thank you. Rollo. Gives his amazing speech of like, fuck all y'all. This was amazing. Because he's like, what's your title? Oh, it's not king.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I love that. He's
Wasn't
like,
that great?
shut up. I'm king. I make the decision.
Right.
So STFU.
By the way, all of you have screwed up some part
And
of the
y'all
plan.
failed. Y'all
at some
failed
point. Yep.
so much.
And guess who's king? Guess who has king before his name? Me, Ragnar. So y'all shut the fuck up. We're gonna go negotiate. Everybody go to bed. And this is apparently a little trick because what Ragnar does is wake up in the morning and go negotiate all by his lonesome.
Ragnar's like, screw y'all. But he made a good point. They all failed. He's like, well, whose plan worked? Oh, none of yours? My turn.
Oh, none of you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, there's this scene where the Wanderer comes and there's, he says, will you guys negotiate? Yeah. All right, fine, we're going to negotiate. So the Wanderer ends up being the translator between Ragnar and Odo, Count Odo.
Ragnar has a very interesting, important request.
Yeah. So Odo's like, all right, you're requesting this. Fine. We'll give you 5,000 pounds and
How much money do you want?
some other stuff,
all
and you can go away.
Yeah.
And then Ragnar freaks out, and he's like, I don't want your fucking money. I want something that's more important. I want to be with my theory. I want to be with the love of my life. Ha-ha.
Sure. He's ready to forsake all his people and all his gods to go to a different afterlife.
Right.
Yeah.
And go to heaven. Mm-hmm. Whoa.
I want to be baptized.
Ah! What? You want to be baptized as a Christian?
Which is funny because depending on how you look at that mythology, that doesn't necessarily mean you go to heaven, by the way.
Well,
Depending on how their time period of how they describe it.
And that is what, though, that little priesty dude.
Priest guy was like,
priesty
no.
Dude, he's like, you're not going to heaven, you're going to hell.
Ragnar's like, just fucking do it. And
Right.
Priest is like, all right.
Because just being baptized doesn't necessarily mean that you are going to heaven.
And Ragnar confessed that he was a dying man.
Oh. And that changes your ability to heavenize?
No, just the immediacy.
Oh.
Yeah, just noting the immediacy of
Yeah.
of
Gotcha.
his request.
So Ragnar is thinking that he's like, I'm going to die soon. Please baptize me because I want to go hang out with my lover.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Boom.
Which he doesn't quite tell them that.
No. But you guys just smell what I'm cooking.
Yep.
Because him and Athelstan, they're boys. They're there. Before we do the very last scene, because I feel like we have to do the last scene at the end.
Sure.
We got to talk about Wessex and Kattegat really quick.
Yep.
So Kattegat, basically Aslaug is like, what do we do with this Christian dude?
Oh, he was a dick. Like, he is what Athelstan was absolutely not.
Right.
Because Athelstan did a good job. Because guess what? If you, like, shove it in people's faces, they're all going to be like, no. But this guy, oh, yeah, well, you want to prove your faith? All right, you're going to carry this hot rod and your God will protect you. And the guy goes, okay. I loved his little vision, though, where he, like, showed her off. And he's like, ha. And then
And
he
was
actually,
like, boom, like original mic drop.
yeah. And then just kidding, it's a vision.
That's what I wondered. I'm like, did they make him do it twice?
No.
Or, all right, it was a vision?
Yeah.
I was trying to give dude benefit of the doubt. Because
No,
even
it
though
was
he
a
was
vision.
like crazy town, yeah.
Because it goes to his
That
face
doesn't
where
work.
he's like, oh shit, I really gotta do this.
Do I have to do this?
Well, I don't know how much Bible stories are spread at that time, but I mean, there's the story of Daniel in the lion's den, and they went. There's been stories of where they're in the lion's den, they don't get eaten. There's the going in the fire and they're not burned.
Not burned.
So he has these stories that go, I'll be fine. Obviously, he did not have enough faith, though. That's what it means.
Is that what that means? Yeah.
It could be.
Because if you have, is this what you're saying? If you have enough faith, you won't get burned by a metal rod in your hand?
Say it one more time.
Yeah, you're just saying, like, if you have enough faith, like, it won't harm you.
But you know what? That's one of those things of like, you can't test the gods or God of going, well, I'm going to do this thing and you got to do it for me. Like, it's not the same thing. Because in the stories, though, they don't go, hey, God, you got to do this for me. They just go, they stand with their beliefs, and then essentially they're rewarded rather than seeking the reward in its first place.
Right.
If that makes
Or
sense.
telling the God that you have to
you have to do
comply
this for
with
me. Yeah.
what my humanly desires are. Kind of like, to bring that full circle, like what Floki does when he's standing in the middle of the burning ladder thing, and he's like, why are you pissing in my mouth?
Yep.
Like, I've done everything for you. I've lived my life for you. I'm your number one fan, and yet now we're losing and you're pissing in my mouth.
Yako says Toran leaves in previous episode and leaves Siggy with Aslaug. Boo. Oh yeah, that's true.
Yep. Thorin, that's another
Thorin.
Catechut thing. Thank you, Yaku. Where Thorin, she just, like, we see her up on the
She's all,
cliffs.
peace out.
She's like, deuces. And she leaves
That
the baby
was
behind.
stupid. I'm kind of glad though, because she was getting so annoying.
She just
and
needed to work through her
self-pity party.
stuff. She just needed
Maybe
to work
she'll
through
come
her
back
stuff.
and be okay with it.
Maybe she will. Well, Aslaug, speaking of Thorin, Aslaug picks up the baby. And she, one of the, I think it is Thorin and Bjorn's baby. Yeah. She picks it up and she's cuddling the baby. And one of her little slave servant people comes in and is like, what should we do with the Christian? And she's like, oh, kill him. Like with baby. Oh,
She's like, okay, we're just going to kill him.
She's evil.
Well, because
Crazy.
this was an example of a Christian that, like, you can't go in a group like the Vikings and be like, you're wrong.
Yep.
No. It's
Or
a
sort of
really
like
bad
Christians
idea.
have done all over the world for a really long time. I'm just saying.
It's a bad
Don't
plan.
hate me, fans. And just maybe it
bad
was
plan.
the writer's nod to how they feel about missionaryism. Anyway, Wessex, way more interesting than Catechut as far as I'm concerned in this storyline, because let's just cut to the chase. There's all this song and dance and this like eyeballing and everything, and
You're gonna be my
Egbert like,
mistress.
Judith, I want a bone.
Now, do you think he likes her because she's her? Or does he just want to conquer something? Or she's this weird, kind of weirdly unattainable thing because it's his son's wife? Or is it just he actually loves, or desires her as Judith?
I think he's doing this because she's the mother of Athelstan's son.
Yeah, I call it. It's power play. Power play on his son.
That's what I kind of thought too, of like, that's what I was saying. He will do anything for that child.
Yep.
And she's the mother of that child.
Yep.
Because he always asks not like, how's your son doing? He's like, how's Athelstan's baby?
Yeah, how's Athelstan's baby? How's Alfred?
Yeah.
My favorite grandson.
Yep.
Or sort of kind of grandson in a weird
Well,
way.
per his definition.
Through marriage-ish.
Yeah.
I think that's exactly why, because
Yeah.
he also has a love for Athelstan, maybe not in maybe in a different way than Ragnar's.
So
Maybe.
the other thing though too is if she has a baby with him, I guess they'd still look like her husband, so then it won't be so awkward of like a totally different dude. But she needs to have sex with her husband to make up any timeline issues. Just saying, sweetheart, you need a plan.
And how funny is it that Egbert totally knows what his son is capable of? He even says it. He even comes right out and uses that in order to sort of bag Judith and like get Judith on his side. Like, I know what my son is capable of. I'll protect you.
Yes.
And
Alfred.
Alfred from, my crazy son. Who puts his dad on blast, by the way. Gotta love this. He's like, did you send me to Mercia to die?
Dad's like, no.
What are you talking about?
He's like, no, never.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I would never do
Yeah.
anything like that. Good, thank you.
Awkward
Egbert.
family dinner.
Right.
There you go.
Well, and they did. Did you notice the camera like pulled away at that point,
Like-
and everyone's like,
Man, don't want to be there for the Thanksgiving family dinner gathering,
hey, I guess I'll go have sex with my husband and his dad. At the same time.
Yeah.
Random.
She doesn't seem. I like that she's like, I'm not stupid. I know what you want.
Right. No, Judith isn't
She
stupid
gets
at
it.
all.
Yeah.
She bagged
he's a good-
Athelstan. She's not stupid at all. That's a smart girl.
He's a good-looking man, though, even though he's all about himself in a power play, though. So, I mean, it's not the worst man to proposition you, though.
Egbert,
Yeah.
I'd totally do him. Totally doable.
Yeah.
And you know he wants that. He's like lounging around in the baths, all naked, taking his clothes off. He did it in front of Ragnar. Remember, he like opened the towel and he's like, well, look at what I got going on here. So we have set up Kattegat. Aslaug is like managing shit. She's handling it. We don't deal with no Christians. Thorns leave. Wessex. Aethelwulf is back. They kind of have Mercia under their power now. They're controlling Quinthrith and Egbert's fucking Judith to cover Alfred. Awesome. But meanwhile, all this shit is going on in Paris. They've decided to come to some sort of agreement, and Ragnar's like, but I want to be baptized first. He does this in the wee hours of the morning. I don't know why I got Irish there. But in the wee hours of the morning, thinking he's going to sneak in a baptism.
Of course, his companions are like, hey, Ragnar's missing. We should all go looking for him.
Yeah,
and then they all are there. Jaw drops. Awkward. That is the most awkward. And Ragnar looks over like, hey, guys. What's up?
Was that not so uncomfortable? Oh, God.
But it's kind of funny. It's like, Rollo did it. Whatever.
Well, but I think because everyone was in on it, and Rollo from the beginning said, Rollo from the beginning was like, I'm doing this as a play and whatever. We just need to get in good with the Brits and blah, blah, blah. But this one, Ragnar went off without telling any of them. Yeah. And he was like insistent upon being baptized. He's like, no, we're going to do this shit right here because you're a man of the cloth.
He's like, isn't this water? We're doing it now.
Right. Isn't this water? Aren't you a priest?
And he gets in the water. He's like, I'm ready.
Gets baptized, comes up out of the water, and boom.
Looks over. Hey, guys. With his eyes. His crazy big eyes that don't blink. Yeah. Yeah.
And he's just staring. And do you know what this feeling was? This is the feeling that I had akin to this, Kari. You know when you send an email bitching someone out at work?
And it goes to everyone.
And you try to send it just to like your homegirl at work, but you end up sending that like reply all to the company, and you send that email. Or you're like, I fucking hate my boss. They're an asshole. Whatever. I'm quitting this job. Whatever. And then you send like reply all to the whole company. That same feeling was like what I felt like right when Ragnar came out of the water. Oh, motherfucker.
Everybody had to see that shit.
Totally busted. Damn it.
Yep.
There, we end it, Kari, and though I have not seen, you guys, I have not seen, even though I've done season 4, I have not seen the last episode of season 3. But I still think that we're just going to leave the predictions to you, Miss Kari.
Oh, boy.
It is Kari D. Lane time.
All right.
Your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
I was like jumping ahead. They're going to attack again. Wait, I'll throw it at that camera.
There you go.
Oh, I went high. They didn't even see it. Okay, so they're going to go back to Paris again, but I think a lot of people are going to be dead, so they're not going to have too many people to fight.
Dead Parisians, all right.
They're going to have to attack a different kind of way. I don't know what way that will be, but it's going to have to be a different kind. Mm-hmm. Or I don't think they'd really they could just jump to a truce, be like, we've lost too many people. I feel that's a little bit of a stretch. There's been the prophecy of the princess marrying the bear, and they've referred to Rollo as a bear. So I think Rollo's actually going to be boning / marrying the princess, which is interesting because I totally wasn't expecting him. I was expecting Bjorn or Ragnar. Ragnar, of course, is going to be healthy again.
A miracle cure.
Yeah, he's going to be healthy.
He invented antibiotics.
Yes. And somehow he will explain himself to his team, and I think reluctantly they will agree with his planning because obviously he has better plans than they do.
Wow. Those are some bold, very bold predictions. I love it very much. So these fighting episodes are so crazy and so much fun, but we finally wrap up Season 3 next week. It's just one episode. All 3 of us will be back. We want you guys back because we do this for you. We love it when you comment in the live feed and afterwards. We're fan geeks just like you of this show, and we love you tuning in. It's all about you. Thank you so much for watching. My name is James Simmons, and some of y'all follow me already, but if you don't, I'm online all over the place at Ask the NP. NP is in Nurse Practitioner.
And my name's Kari Lane. You can find me online at Kari D. Lane. That's KARIDLANE.
We love you guys very much. Thank you.
Thank you
so much. Episode 10 next week.
Season finale.
See you then.
What?
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.